Hello, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, the people that didn't manage to catch this live, which is many of you. How big of an ego would I have if I would just assume that you guys would be able to just show up when I make these spontaneous podcast episodes? I just wanted to make sure to start. Everyone always says, "Yeah, I'm going to start a podcast and I'm going to talk about plants and how you water them," and then they just never do. And I think you just got to start, keep going with it, and it is what it is. My schedule is a. I want to say it's a mess, but it's not necessarily a mess. It's just my schedule has no time slots in it, so it is difficult to find time. Today I found time. We have begun practice over here at Fnatic. It's been really, really good to meet all of them. All of them as in the whole team. Sadly, Pete had or still has COVID. I'm sure he's going to be all right. Part of me is hoping that this Omicron version is just going to, infect us all and grant us immunity, But a part of me is also worried, I played that game called Pandemic, that's how you win the game, you just make a version of the disease that spreads easier. I probably shouldn't talk about this. I'm going to get demonetized and maybe kicked off Twitter, kicked off YouTube. Obviously, I'm just joking. I hope the world returns back to normal, like a lot of people said, that most likely we're going to go through our entire lifetime, each and one of us having COVID at one point. So, at least the information seems to be showing that Omicron is chilling a little bit. So hopefully everything is going to be all right. But enough on things that are outside of our control. I was talking about our teammates, the players, I'm having a lot of fun with the guys. They are still warming up to each other. We are still breaking the ice. They are, beginning to show their feet a little bit, and it's sweet. It feels good to be able to really apply a lot of the things that I've learned over the last years, and to start over and to really, really implement them. That feels really, really nice. I think the additions that we've made, this was, in off season, it's so difficult always to imagine how things play out, because you need to also hedge yourself against any potential risk that might come with a player wanting to sign somewhere else, right? And that is so important. And with how everything played out, everything ended up in our favor. Like I'm so happy we are getting to work with Wunder. He was our top priority. Humanoid is an absolute monster. Just watching him in scrims makes me super excited for the potential of the team. A key thing to note is that we did very little practicing in December and November, and a lot of the other teams boot camped and spent time together. We just, figured out our contract situation with the players very late, and all of them had, a lot of the players had personal, they had personal plans during this time, and I don't mind. I don't believe what you do in December and November defines your season. I think that it could define your season in a negative way if you manage to, drive your players to the ground in terms of, how much energy you put in. The year is very long, so I honestly, the only thing I would really use December for, because you never know what 12.1 would have brought. Like now 12.1 is out, and it's a very minor patch, and we're just continuing playing a lot of things that we already played, right? We had a situation where, of course, the TPS changed and so forth, and this is something we're adjusting to. But generally speaking, 12.1 has been a very, very light patch. But if you put in a lot of effort in December, you can burn yourself out and so forth. I feel like the potential negatives outweigh the potential, positives. If anything, it would be nice for the guys to just spend time together in December. Ideally, what you do with the team is you practice lightly, get to know each other, get some games in, and then you just do fun things together, just to get to know each other. Because it's so hard to find time in just like in the regular split is what I was trying to say. You're gonna notice that I lose my train of thought is because I'm just tired. You know, that's the version of me that you get. You get the tired Yamato at the end of the day, and that's the only thing I can offer, sadly, because obviously all my effort goes into the team, and I want the team to succeed. For the players' sake, for Fnatic's sake, for the fans' sake, and also, of course, for my sake, and also, for the sake of my family and my loved ones. I've sacrificed, so much, and they've sacrificed so much for me. So I have an obligation to try to do as much as possible, to all the people around me. Did you see the new Attack on Titan episode? Is it out? Attack on Titan's out? Really? Well, I'm gonna wait until it's finished. Honestly, I'm gonna wait until it's finished. I am a binge watcher, so I'm just gonna wait. I would just torture myself if I'm watching one episode and then just getting clippity clapped by waiting. But I watched Attack on Titan. Nevertheless. Okay, let's start with your questions. What's on your mind, my friends? Talk to me. Do you think Upset's role would change on this new lineup? Well, I think last year we were very reliant on creating heavy leads through bot lane, and that forced our bot lane to play in a certain manner that was, very risk prone, and they mastered this playstyle very, very well. And this year they will have the freedom to show different sides of themselves because we have so damn good solo laners. Our solo laners are so good, like crazy good. Very excited. Miss Fatal, thank you very much for your subscription. That's a 3-month streak. That is also 3 cheeseburgers in the bank for me, so I appreciate it. How Scrim's going right now? I wouldn't say that Scrims are showing some crazy exciting results. No, I would be lying if I said that. I don't like revealing too much about Scrims, but all in all, we are progressing, which is the most important thing. We are moving forward, and the input that everyone has is very positive. For me, as a person that has worked with League of Legends for 11 to almost 12 years, I can see how good a player is even when they are not in their best form, just based on the decisions they're making, some of the moments that they're showing. And I can with honesty say that we have players that can be the best in their position individually, and now it's just up to us to make sure that it pieces itself together within a team. The challenge for every team, whether you're a super team or you're not a super team, the challenge with every team is how you make it work together, because League is a game that is not completely figured out, and there's many ways of achieving the same thing. There's many ways of breaking the enemy nexus, and it's important as a team to align and to do things as 5, be connected as one. That is always the biggest challenge, and I believe we have enough charisma and character on this team to make sure that we have some leaders on the Rift when the games are being played. Good night, Winter's World. I feel like that's the only message I get from you, Winter's World. It's when you're leaving. I see you leaving. I don't see you show up, but I always see you leaving. Have a good night. There are many questions below the tweets. Don't forget them. Yes. Let's check them out. It's just, I don't want to log in on Twitter with my PC. On my PC, but fuck it, I'll do it. Can Razor keep up with the team? Yes, you can. Like this man, what I like about Razor is that he is a problem solver. He just, always is on the lookout for ways to solve the situation himself. I believe that any problem can be solved from 2 sides within a team, right? I believe, like, let's say your teammate has a weakness. He can either work on that weakness or you can cover for that weakness, right? In a very simply put manner. Let's say someone in your team is prone to getting ganked and he's not paying attention to the map. Either you can work with him. Well, you can do them in unison, right? So it's not either. You can do them. You can, for example, work on the idea of, this is how you view the map. This is how you read the jungle. This is where you need to ward. Make sure to, get in the habit of checking your minimap. There's ways to work on it from the individual perspective, and also there's ways to help him from the other perspective. As a teammate, you can maybe be a little bit louder, when the enemy jungle is going to gank top. Yo, Wunder, you need to make sure that you don't die here because the jungle is here. You can always solve issues from two sides. And I like a lot about Razork that he is putting in the effort to, always actively solve problems that aren't necessarily tied to his role as a jungler. But at the same time, he is tied to his team. So any problem of the team is hand in hand his problem. This is the mentality I want my players to have. I want them to take responsibility for everything that's going on around them. If they see something that is going on that they don't think is good, whether it's, with the office or with something else, I appreciate, that, I appreciate this type of mentality. I kind of just blanked, so let's just move on. Wasn't the thing about Razork that he doesn't have much creativity and that you have to give him a game plan for him to play at its best? I believe junglers are tied to what the team gives him. I don't think junglers need to be super creative to be really, really good. I just feel like junglers need to take, solid fucking decisions. Like knowing when to clear your camps and knowing when to hover and knowing what to play through. And these are things that you can reach as a conclusion as a team, which you can support each other in. And I believe, from the conversations I'm having with Razork, I can give him feedback very easily and he adjusts very, very quickly. So so far, my impression is really, really good. I'm a big fan of the roster that we have. But I think, for now, we're starting a bit slow, but we are moving forward. That's the most important thing. The atmosphere is good. We're going to maintain that. And we are just going to, rock and roll. I can't open Twitter for some reason. I'm going to do it on my phone. It's easier because I don't want to log in Twitter on my work computer. It's just a piece of shit distraction. I talked about it in the last podcast episode where we need to really, as people, put a lot of value on some very simple things, right? You need to put value on your sleep. You need to put value on drinking water. You need to put value on, just making sure that you're exposed to sun. And another thing is you need to put a lot of value on your attention. Your attention is a very valuable currency, and that's something that a lot of companies figured out. Your attention is used to, take in information that maybe necessarily you don't need or want. That's why advertisement, people spend the big money to advertise things, because even if, that connection in your mind will forever be there. It's going to be implanted in your mind. Let's say there's a commercial for a razor, and maybe you don't need a razor at the time, but when it comes up the next time, this is something that might show up, in your subconscious. And then you have a habit of when you enter stores, anything that is recognizable, it's very important. So your attention is extremely valuable. The social media companies know it. The advertisement companies know it. It's important that you know it. And it's important that you choose what you put your attention on, because the space you have in your mind and your brain is really finite. At some point, when you begin to just digest information all the time, most of us are just most of us are addicted to our phones, right? We always look at our phones. The moment there is a moment of silence in the room, people just pull up their phone, right? And that is an addiction that has occurred due to, how a lot of the social media apps have been designed. They are inherently very addictive, right? They are preying on human nature because they want to keep your attention. And it's important, like when this occurs, you are suppressing your own thoughts, right? You're suppressing your own thoughts. Being at peace in silence and doing nothing is so rare nowadays, but it's so insanely healthy. Suppressing thoughts is something that is dangerous for many things. Suppressing thoughts can be dangerous for innovation, can be dangerous for your own personal growth. It could be dangerous for, personal relationships. It can be dangerous for the political climate in your country, right? Everything around you started from thought. Whether it's this phone, right, this devil here, or the camera that I'm speaking through, or the microphone that is recording my voice, all of these things came from a thought at some point. So don't underestimate the power of thought. And your mind is insanely powerful. When it's left on its own, it finds a way to keep itself busy. And I encourage that you find the time to do nothing. Really, really. Finding the time to do nothing, it's very important. But yeah, I started this little rant because I am checking my phone now for the questions. You look like my old boss. I don't know what that means, but cool. Old boss. Okay, old boss. You are legit the worst when it comes to doing nothing? No, not necessarily. Like, I find times, like, Angel, when I am playing Diablo, that's me doing nothing. Because I don't think. Like, when I'm clearing Chaos Sanctuary with my Paladin, I'm not thinking about what I'm doing. I'm just doing nothing. That's mine doing nothing, It's like when every off-season, I don't know, I find a game that requires absolutely no brain to play at all. And this is my way of doing nothing. Is Razo's arm okay? Yes. He has finished his rehabilitation, and his arm is A-okay. I'm very happy to say that. So it's nice. Yamato, what a crazy ass haircut, bro. You look 5 years younger. Honestly, it's just my hair has just gotten long. That's what it is. It's like my hair is long and it's all over the place. Elias told me that I look like a TikToker. I don't know how to take that. Quite insulting. Nevertheless, let's check out the questions. Patrick Pucan asks, is there anything that can be done to fix the current situation where many LEC-suited players are teamless? Fresh blood in is important for the league, but it seems that players that are just at the wrong time in the wrong team get their careers suddenly fucked up. It is indeed, the reason why esports is paying well, right? Esports is playing well because of the stress of the off-season. The job retention is very difficult. The hours are very harsh. And this is a part of the problem. There is an element of luck that you require in order for things to play out your way, because there are people in spots of decision making that have control over your career. There will come a time where players turned coaches will turn into GMs at some point. And maybe during that era, the GMs that are doing a poor job on some organizations will be filtered out. It was the same thing, when I, in season 3, had a coach. Most of the coaches I had back then were dirt. They were honestly terrible. And I don't blame them, right? It's not like this is their fault. And a big inspiration of mine was that, I want to filter out the snakes and the poison that is, in the ground of what I like, the ground that I walk upon, right? So that was a big inspiration of mine. And you can see, the coaches that have stuck around for a longer time, there is an element of, they've survived the times and they've kept an open mind and they've developed together with the game and they've developed together with the position. It's like some of the old school guys is like me, Young Buck, right, and so forth. And when it comes to these well LEC suited players, it's not always that the best players, like, it's never been the case where the 50 players in LEC or LCS are the best players available. It just haven't been the case. And sometimes, a player shows me something, they maybe, impress me the right way, impress me in manners that are important to me, because of course I'd like to think that I'm not biased, but it would be very naive to think that I'm not biased, because being biased is literally the human experience. It's like all the information that I've accumulated over my, lifetime, and also what is a part of me, genetically speaking, creates my vision of reality, which is biased. So whenever someone tells you they're not biased, it's so hard not to be. It's practically impossible not to be. So, is there anything that can be done to fix the current situation? Maybe a couple of more teams in the LEC, but at the same time, there are organizations in the LEC that are, just, there's bottom feeders. There's like, you look at some of the teams in the LCS and LEC, it's like, if this is the best 10, who the fuck is the 11th and 12th and 14th? Like, what the fuck is going to come up out of nowhere, right? But maybe in the same vein as players, maybe the best 10 orgs are not in the LEC, right? Maybe the 10 best orgs are not in the LEC, which is probably true, right? You look at K-Corp, and you have Koifish. Like, these guys are making mad bets, They know how to engage with the community, and I think this is, the future. Definitely the future. This is they are maintaining, they are creating a home for the new generation of League of Legends fans, and that's very crucial, very important. K-Kona indeed. Okay. I hope I gave you some kind of an answer. But sadly, connections matter. Connections matter, luck matters. For example, my career, right? There were moments where I was unlucky. There's just too many things, too many elements that are outside of my control. There could be a situation where I do everything, I do everything that I do and can do in a perfect manner, and maybe still I don't get the result I want. You could be maybe the perfect AD carry on a team, and maybe your team still doesn't win, right? Because some elements are outside of your control, and the same thing applies in how you also get your job, because it's so, the scarcity of how many positions there are for a support is only 10, right? It's not 50 spots in LEC, it's 10, right? Do you think 12-team league with relegation promotion system could work in the LEC? Well, the issue is with this conversation is, I don't know how the financial aspect of this behind the scenes topic. I'm not well versed in the economics of it. So I don't know if it's economically responsible or good for a non-franchise league. I don't know. I really don't know. But at the same time, you have to ask yourself the question, some of these sponsorship deals that have been landed, are they due to the franchising? Who knows, And definitely you can't go back to the relegation system after the franchise has started, right? It's just a no-go. What is this fucking loose hair that's fucking flying here? I don't know what to do with it. It just doesn't want to cooperate. This is like that one solo queue guy. This is the guy, and this hair right here is the guy in solo queue that ends his lane, and bottom side is winning, mid is winning, jungle is winning, everyone's so fed, and this guy just, no, I want FF. This is what that hair is. All right. Let's check the next question. Kiryu asks, opinion about Nuguri taking a break. Obviously, context is missing, but many people blame FEX downfall on him. He regenerated once already, and I hope he can do it again. Well, what's so strange about the Nuguri story is that first we had the rumors that he is going back to Damwon, and then it came out that he was problematic in FPX, and then the rumors just died down. So I don't know what happened. I really don't know what happened. I don't understand. Like there's we rarely know the full story. We don't even know the full story of how he was in FPX. We don't know the full story about anything, so it's so tough to speculate, and it's probably better that I don't. But the information that we do have, is something is up, something is weird. Nuguri is a fantastic player, and moving to a different country and moving to a different team can come with a lot of stress, because you don't know what you're heading into, and it's very tough to prepare yourself. And you need to be, you need to have a mentality that is very open-minded to your surroundings, and you need to keep your expectations very low, and you need to be able to commit yourself to certain elements, because, imagine players are also like it's like evolution, right? I'm trying to find an analogy. Evolution. We had some bears, so this is a very simple, very simplified version of evolution. So we have bears, many different kind of bears. We have polar bears. We have bears that adapted to cold, and they are good in the cold. If you move that polar bear to maybe the forest, he's gonna be like, what the fuck am I doing here? I don't belong here. And then you have some grizzly bears over there. You have some black bears. Black bear is the best bear. There's many different type of bears that, depending on their environment, thrive there, right? And then there are certain, trees and animals that thrive under many different, environments, right? It's like you have, trying to think of an animal that you can find in many countries. Like, what's an animal that you find all over the world? Fucking chickens or some shit. Sheep. I don't know. The point being is, a version of a player in a certain environment isn't necessarily the same in a different environment. That's always a challenge. My point is, some players can adapt to any environment and make that environment their own. They dominate that environment, right? They become the king of their own jungle, so to speak, right? And those are some powerful players. Every time they join a team, there is a certain identity and a flair that comes along with that, right? Hilisan could be one of those players, right? It's like Hilisan has an element of always elevating the teams as his own. Like Unicorns of Love, I think the majority of that success was him and Vichichachi just doing fucking good, right? And you could see the expression of Hilisan in those games. And then he joined Fnatic, and that expression and the elevation of the team still was there. You have someone like Perks, right? Perks is a good example of a player that is so, a strong figure in the team that, he can figure out how to win and make that environment his own. But then you have some players that only thrive under certain circumstances. You have the polar bears that are only, good in a set environment. And, maybe the same case for Nuguri. Nuguri was really fucking good in Korea. Going over to the LPL, he was struggling because the environment was very different. And what was required from him was also very, very different. He was a polar bear stuck in the Sahara Desert. Maybe. This, of course, is only speculation, because who knows, right? The environment the players come from, I learned this in the harshest way possible when we were working together with Mowgli. Mowgli is a fantastic jungler, fantastic player. He's now coaching, right? And we were hoping that Mowgli would be able to recreate the performance he had in Africa in our team. But the question we should have asked ourselves, what is it in Africa that makes him perform in this manner, right? So we were trying to make him join us, and we're trying to implement him into our team. But there were certain elements in Africa that made him perform the way he performed. So in the beginning, he was having a hard time in Europe, and eventually got better and better. But we were struggling with a lot of things as a team. But this is an important thing to always take note of, right? It's the same like C9, like a good example in C9. A lot of players thrived in C9, and then they left C9 and did a lot worse, right? So maybe they figured something out over there, This is the very reason why you can't just put the 5 best players in one team and expect it to work. Yes. And to finish up this analogy, I am the creator of the environment, As as funny as it sounds, I'm playing Zoo Tycoon, and I'm making sure that all the trees that each animal wants is there, and the water and the ground and everything, I'm a fucking zookeeper. No, I'm just kidding, of course. I'm just kidding. Amari asks, how do you think the Shy and Sword will perform? Sword? Sword, is that the player in NA? I don't know too much about Sword, so I'm not going to comment. The Shy, well, the problem with Weibo Gaming is... Wait, Sword is back? Sword is back in Brian something. Oh, Sword Art. Yeah. He means Sword Art. You're right. Well, I just feel like putting that team together, there's no way they're going to beat what Suning managed to accomplish on that year. So this team seems a little bit uninteresting to me because some of the other teams are just way too fucking stacked. You have Billy. You have motherfucking top esports. All right? You have EDG. You have LNG. Like those 4 teams, like already, you're not gonna fucking beat them. They are not gonna beat these teams. Like Billy, LNG, Top Esports, EDG, like that's already monster, LNG, RNG as well is fucking good, man. RNG is fucking like good luck. Weibo, it's just like I don't think this team is going to Worlds. Even if it's so easy, It's like when you're trying to collect, you're like fucking. You're trying to collect the fucking the LPL teams. Like basically, I'm trying to count all the good LPL teams, and I'm just fucking dropping them. It's just it's too hard, Will you consider doing a hiking trip and filming it? Would love to hear We're on a Mountain from you while on a mountain. We actually did that in Iceland. And yeah. Yep. We did that in Iceland. We climbed the volcano. And the issue with filming is that it's so fucking windy. Like, you're going to drop your camera equipment or something. We took some pictures up there. It was not too shabby. Did Upset Hilly get to 2v2 Viper Mako or Gumayushi Korea, and how did it go? I think they did. I think those were definitely the 2 strongest bot lanes at the tournament. I think Gumayushi Korea was definitely worse than Viper Mako. I think Viper Mako were more consistent over different styles, while Korea and Gumayushi were really, really fucking good at the range supports. So when we were playing like Lucian Nami versus Lula Aphelios, they were playing really, really fucking good that matchup, while Viper Mako could play the fucking all-in lanes really, really fucking good. But Upset and Hilly definitely, kept up with these players really, really well. Like, they were definitely on a similar level in terms of laning. Is Pete making a vid for new roster now since the announcement was a tweet longer? There's a video, bro. The tweet longer was just a meme. Infinite Dodge says, do you think there's any aspect in which professional players and organizations have regressed over the years in how they conduct themselves and operate? Was there a thing, players and teams? Was there anything players and teams were doing 5 years ago better than they are now? No. I can tell you guys that, people think that organizations are shitty now, but they are just enforcing the stupid contracts that players sign, right? So there are definitely contracts out there that are very predatory, and I've read some really fucked up contracts, and some players are still under them, and this gives a lot of power to the organization. It's like you sign a 3-year deal and you're not ready to be there for 3 years. You're not really prepared for, the commitment that you just made. And I think this is a part of the problem, because organizations are just exercising their right. And that right was obtained in the off-season. I do believe that there are players out there that don't have good representation. I think there's a lot of agents that are shit and deserve to be purged. And I think they are not doing their best for the players. And these are the guys that need to fucking level up their game. I'm really happy with my fucking agent, Oliver. He's fucking smurfing it. And, this guy is surge management is just super fucking clean. I'm very happy with my representation. Like my representation, they're helping with fucking everything. They're helping me with my anything that is not game related or team related. They just help me. Even team related, if I say, Wunder just hurt his knee dunking, playing basketball with LeBron James. Do you have any knee specialist? They're gonna hook me up with a knee specialist because it indirectly helps me, to help Wunder. Like this is the level that they are operating under, and that's a fucking blessing. While most agents, all they do is, I'm gonna negotiate your contract. I am going to swing by Berlin once and have a dinner, and then that's it. That's all they do, and then they take a fucking percentage over that. Disgusting. Is there footage of Wunder playing basketball? I took some pictures, but I don't want to show them. And what happened in the previous years, in season 1, like there's people that owe me money. Like I joined organizations. In season 1, the first organization that I ever joined was Mistral Esports. I got a €50 voucher for the Mistral Esports shop. That was my first salary. AAA owe me money against all authority. There's tournament organizers that owe me money. Own.tv owe me money. Absolute Legends owe me money. A lot of fucking people owe me money, man. Owe me money. Like it's monopoly money back then. This wasn't real money. Like the only real money that I could make was through ELO boosting. Because those people actually like transferred money and gave me like, I can buy some food off of this, If as silly as it may sound, obviously I don't esports, I don't boost anymore, or I don't, and I stopped a long time ago, and I've been punished. I whipped myself. I whipped myself with the Riot belt. I repent my sins. Sorry, Riot Games. I did the whole thing, So don't worry, I can talk about this openly. I'm reformed, but this money allowed me to convince my parents. I'm making money. Esports. I'm making money, baby. I'm making money. I did this ELO boost, from fucking silver to diamond. I was like, look at this paycheck. €600. Look at that. Yamato, my only New Year's resolution is for an Ups stream. Could you help me out with it? We're dying over here, and as always, good luck in the LEC. Bro, it's fucking 9th January. Relax. So, I'm telling you, 5-10 years ago, it was the wild, wild west. And a lot of the orgs that were back then don't exist anymore, and they pieced out with our money. Sucks. Well, it's not season 3. I didn't ELO boost in season 3, guys. I ELO boosted in season 1. And season 2. I didn't ELO boost in season 3. I was in the LCS back then. I didn't ELO boost in season 3. That was the point when it stopped. How did rogues even make money back then? They didn't. They didn't. Prage for prize money, and Prage that players don't realize that the prize money is not in their contract or some shit. Bro, bronze to diamond boost, it's like I had to climb like 1,000 rating. That wasn't little, guys. That was a lot of work. So €600 for that, I think was probably too little. Like considering you get like, if someone is completely MMR fucked, you get like 10 to 12 points back then, You didn't get a lot of points at all. And also at the same time, I remember sometimes I was doing 2 boosts at the same time by playing 2 accounts at the same time. I just picked a champion with a global buff, like Zillion, that gave you 8% more XP, which was really fucking broken. And then I just picked jungle, and then I funneled myself, pretty much. I cleared jungle, took mid wave, cleared jungle. Like I funneled, before anyone even thought it existed. I was just ahead of my time. I had like a really like intricate fucking strategy on how to hit level 3, the fastest in the game. So basically, like I hit level 3 so fucking fast. I was playing Shaco, right? I was playing Shaco, and I made people leash and make my box last hit, and then I go mid, take the wave, and I was legit like level 4 at 250. It was fucking mental. Is Fnatic the best org that you worked in, or there were better? I would say in terms of ambition and in terms of the players and the people that are on the ground, I would say yes. But in terms of like organization and like how an organization made my life easier, I would say Sandbox was so far ahead of anyone else. Like Sandbox was just, wow. Sandbox made me fall in love with the LCK and Korean esports. And I hope that at some point I get a chance, when I've finished everything that I need to finish in Fnatic, win a lot of fucking titles, maybe fucking win a world championship, win a fucking MSI, when I've done all that with Fnatic and it's a good time to move on, then going to Korea would be on my list for sure. I have way more interest going to Korea than to North America. Like my interest of going to North America is very slim. It's like the Bwipo team would be interesting, but that's about it, Like that roster is, wow, it's a gorgeous roster. All right. Arda asks, who are your idols and did you have any idols in your childhood? Honestly, my brother has been a big role model for me. Like my brother is an absolute machine. Like he never allowed himself to make any excuses. He's the most disciplined person I've ever met, the most kind-hearted person that I've ever met. I don't think he has caused harm to a single human being on this planet. He's just like a giant. Like this man had a dislocated disc in his back that they couldn't perform surgery on because there was a risk that he couldn't walk. And I saw how much pain he was in because I know that like my brother, I've seen him get punched, and I've seen him take hits, heavy fucking hits, because he has a black belt in karate, right? And this, made him, like this put him out, he was fucking out of it. And they gave him like painkillers, and these painkillers were fucking rough, Like these heavy painkillers, I saw what they were doing to him, and then he just fucking quit them cold turkey, and he just kept going to the gym, kept studying to become a dentist while he had this intense fucking pain. And then he finished his dentistry, he fucking top of his class. Now he is working in a company, making the most fucking money out of all of them. He's fucking smurfing it, and he still has this fucking dislocated disc problem that is giving him neck pain, and dislocated disc are not associated with pain. Maybe I'm saying it wrong. Like there's, I only know the phrase in Swedish, so I could be using the medical terms wrong for sure. I don't know if it's dislocated disc, but it's like something like popped out, right? And then it's from heavy weight lifting, it's like bone against bone pressing, and then like nerves get stuck, and then the pain goes all the way down to your legs, and your legs get completely fucked, and like your nervous system is fucking just screaming, And maybe I'm explaining it wrong. Diskbråck, vad fan heter diskbråck på engelska? Bulging disc, there we go. It might be bulging disc. Herniated disc. Yeah, I don't know. Diskbråck. So during this time, my brother, right? He finished dentistry. He's fucking popping off as a dentist. You know, he's a fucking performing surgery left and right. You know, in Sweden, like in my hometown, he's fucking in my hometown. The issue is like some herniated disc can be in a location that is tough to solve, and then it presses against fucking nerves. You know, and the nerves is what fucking cause this insane pain. But nevertheless, my brother. He one of the best performing dentists in the whole country at the age of 30, and at the same time he is competing in bodybuilding. Like if I showed you guys a fucking picture of my homie, like I'm gonna try to find a picture of my brother. All right, we found something. Fuck! I can't click his profile because it's fuck, man. I have to log in on Facebook at CBA. Let me check if I can find them here. Bro, I'm not even logged in on Facebook on my phone. Fuck it. I'm not logged in on social media. Fuck social media. Nevertheless, he's fucking competing in bodybuilding, and he's fucking dentist, and he's just an absolute machine, you know. So he's definitely been a big inspiration for me. My father's, you know, has taught me a lot of things. You know, at the time I fucking hated it, but he taught me the value of hard work and money, you know. And when I was growing up, I fucking hated it. I was really scared of my father, but you know, and my mother gave me unconditional love. You know, she gave me, made sure I had everything I needed. You know, I've been very blessed. And outside of my family, role models, you know, I would say I looked up to Jose Mourinho in the past a lot. I was very intrigued by his methods. I've taken inspiration from so many different places, you know. It's weird how, you know, growing up I was very alone, and I was just spending time with myself most of the time. Like I didn't have a lot of friends, if not any. Sometimes I was on my own, you know, and I took, you know, inspiration for like shows I was watching, you know, whether it was fucking The Sopranos or, you know, obviously I didn't go on to become a criminal, but the mannerisms, and you know, you just pick up from things that, you know, you are intrigued by, you know, you get engaged in this character, and in some shape or form, these people also become role models in some shape or form, you know, in an indirect form. With like the shows that you're watching, and like the main character is so engaging, you look up to them, right? Jesus, I've been chewing this gum so long, so it's beginning to like fall apart. This is becoming all dusty and shit. Just checking if I have water here. I see where you got your Versace shirt from. I don't know what that means. Where did I get it from? Where did I get the idea from? Well, I had to get the idea from somewhere. It's not like I invented the shirt, right? I'm just getting some smoothie. Let me see if I can find my brother, actually. Maybe I just Google Sammy Mebdi. Oh, yeah, actually, I found him. Holy, look at him. This is my brother. Look at him, man. What a machine. There he is. This is a fucking dentist. Look at him go. There's a fucking machine. Okay, let's continue with the questions. Let me see the questions here. What is the main goal in your life you want to reach badly? I want to continue living when I'm dead. I want to continue living when I'm dead through the memory and, life can end any moment, right? We could live in a world where this is the last voice of Yamato. I walk out on the street, I get hit by a car, and that's it, right? What I hope to get out of life is that I leave something behind that is worthwhile. For me, that's, a positive impact on the world. For me, that's leaving a legacy behind in my work. That is my lifelong dream. That's my main goal in life. For anyone that feels like they are small or like they can't make a difference in the world, I can tell you that you can. Humans have a weird way of being connected to one another. And one example of, being a good example can go such a long way. There's been times in history when one person just chose to be a good example, and that inspired others to be a good example in such an exponential effect. All humans are connected because imagine in a lifetime, let's say I've said this a lot of times, give or take, let's say we meet 1,000 people, right? Let's say we meet 1,000 people. And then those people meet 1,000 people, or all of a sudden you've reached 1 million people, right? Of course, I'm just making numbers up here, but you guys get the point that I'm trying to make, right? Especially in a world that is so connected. Someone that you're talking to today might have a job in South Africa the next day, and maybe he's talking to other people, right? And what I'm trying to say, in the way that we connected, every interaction that you have, if you try to make it a positive one, a very positive one, you actually made the world a better place. Because if you smile towards someone, for example, here down the street, right, we have a reve. There's this homeless woman that is always sitting there, and sometimes I don't have change, and I can't give her change every time I'm walking by. It just doesn't make sense. But I treat her like a human being. I see her every morning. I say, hey, how you doing? Everything good? Okay, that's good. And maybe every positive interaction that we have might even if there's the slightest chance of it pushing someone in that direction of also doing something good, you can create a very, very positive snowball effect in the world. So don't underestimate how powerful you can be. Really, don't underestimate how powerful you can be. Just don't. Yeah, smiling at someone and getting a smile back is truly, that's humanity, right? That's why it's so sad, always we get fed this idea that people are bad or that people are mean and you should be scared. I remember this Bill Burr joke. He's like, I like kids. I want to be able to interact with kids. I want to say, hey, Rusty, I want to scratch them on the head, I want to interact with them. But now if you do it, the parents just assume you're a pedophile because they watch on the TV, boom, there's a pedophile lurking, and it just makes everyone so scared, But in all honesty, for me, most people that I meet are nice people. Very rarely I meet bad people. And most of the time, the people that are so bad are just most of the time misunderstood. They had some fucking shit going on, right? It's like you're at the cashier, you are at the cash register. You're like, I would like to pay with card, or like for example, the other day, right? I was in a cab. Okay, I was in a cab. I was driving from the train station to the office, and I said, "Can I pay by card?" And he's like, "Why didn't you tell me you wanted to pay with card? Now we have to wait." And in my mind, I swear to God, my soul wanted to say, "Well, why didn't you tell me that I have to tell you that I have to pay with the card? And then maybe if you were that smart as you think I should be, then maybe we wouldn't be in this situation." That was the sense of irony I wanted to push back at him. But instead, I was like, I'll look to see if I have some cash. I found some cash, and the only remark I did at him, when I asked him, I was like, "Can I please have the receipt, or did I ask for it too late?" That's the only thing I said. And then I could notice, he felt a little bit bad about his comments, But in my mind, after I walk out the cab, I was like, this guy was a bit redacted, but a part of me was like, yo, he probably had a hard day. He's been driving cabs all day. He's just fucking pissed. Ubers are driving around. People have to pay less for Ubers. Like, they are just, in a very rough spot. Imagine being in traffic the whole day and your money, the money that you're making is 100% based off of the fact of how fast you get to places. Like, how fucked is that? You're just stuck in traffic. It's just you're in this constant place where you're driving through traffic. You're constantly in danger, and most of the day people drive like jackasses, and it's like, you just have to deal with that all day. I wouldn't fucking want that, I fucking respect to people that want to go through that shit, Aren't we all like that metaphorically? Well, we're all just humans, right? And we all have our own experiences, and we have our own perspective. And our perspective can sometimes be very flawed due to the experiences that we've had. And sometimes, some brains are just wired differently, There's so many things at play. It is the human experience. Yeah, it is the human experience. Welcome to the human experience. Let's check out the next question. How do scrims with the new team look like? Do you think you can hit ground running, or the team will need some time to adjust? If I have to choose one of them, probably we need some time to adjust, because we didn't practice too much in December, November. We made sure to rest up, and we're in it for the long haul. But we're progressing in the right direction. We are having the right talks. I'm very, very happy with where we are. Even in a world where we go 0-3 first week, I couldn't care less. I really don't give a shit. If we go 3-0, I also couldn't care less. I really don't give a fuck. No meme. Mark Perito, what the fuck? What are your expectations for this spring split with the teams that you might have managed to assemble? And what do you think of the actual level of the LPL and LCK? Thanks and good luck for Fnatic. I believe... LCK culturally have an advantage in terms of, how the teams are set up, the organizations are set up, and that matters. That's insanely valuable. And I think this is, Korea's biggest edge, because even with a smaller player base, they managed to produce the best fucking players, which just speaks volumes to the mentality that, Koreans have. In terms of what it means to be a pro. The standard is set so high there while the LPL have the advantage they have the biggest player base, so obviously they have some mechanical freaks over there, right? So these are just different advantages. I believe in the long run, player bases, in the long run, the larger player bases should win out, you know? So now, looking at some of the teams that the LPL has built up, I'm probably going to say that the LPL looks stronger. And it's going to be so tough to keep up with that money, with that player base. Eventually, all of the things that the other regions might have as an edge are things that money can buy and knowledge that can be learned, you know? So we'll just have to see. We'll just have to see. Long run, are you talking about Formula 1? No, I'm talking about the LPL and the LCK. Okay, next question. What inspires you to continue your job as a coach, even when you through some less positive moments professionally and personally? Butios, it's a good question, but to tell you something, life has suffering. Life just has suffering. Suffering is a key part of life. Suffering is going to happen. No one has that much good luck in life where they are struck by no misfortune at all or any suffering at all. It just doesn't exist. There's too many elements outside of our control that it is almost predetermined that we will suffer somehow. I thought you were going to start singing Ariel there. Life is a waterfall. We're one in the river and one again after the fall. Let's say exercise, right? Exercise is a good one. Exercise is a good one, you know. If you don't exercise today, you're going to suffer for it in the future. Or you could suffer today and not suffer in the future. But maybe you'll suffer in the future anyway, you know? You know, it's weird, you know? You could do everything perfect in life. You could be perfect at your job, you could have perfect health, you could have the perfect relationships, you could do everything perfect, and boom, you get hit by a car. You know? RNG. There's so much RNG lurking in life, you know? All stations in life are temporary, all goodwill will end, and all bad will too. You will have good and bad times. Very true. Very true. So, the main thing that we can do, you know, with this information that suffering is inevitable, is that we have to choose what we suffer for. Choose what we suffer for. Me working in League of Legends Esports, trust me guys, trust me, there are times where my mind is like, fuck this, you know? I want to punch a wall. Everything I'm doing not working, you know? It's frustrating, pain, you know? It's just not working, losing games, the team not going in the direction that you want to, you know? That fucking sucks and it stings, you know? It's painful, you know? But it's my dream job, right? It's my dream job and it's worth it, you know? It's worth it. It's my dream job because the good outweighs the bad. I've chosen what I suffer for, you know? Because there's definitely moments where I suffer, you know? I've given up the majority of every other aspect of my life to do this, right? So I've chosen what I suffer for. But at the same time, I knew if I don't pursue this path of you know, really, you know, chasing my dream, I would suffer for it the other way around. I would suffer in a way where, I didn't go after what I wanted, right? So when times are less positive, moments professionally and personally, as long as I am moving in a direction that I want to personally, I'm happy. Because there will be good times and there will be bad times. That's the truth with everything. Suffer for something that you enjoy, you know? It's the same, you know? It's like, you know, we always hear the stories about that single parent that is doing everything for their kids. They're choosing to suffer for the children. And they do it with love. And they know it's worth it, you know? My parents gave up everything to go to Sweden in hopes for a better life for me and my brother. They chose to suffer for something good. They were bold, you know? They took risks in hopes for something better, in hopes for something good. And if you feel stuck today, you know, if you feel like you're in a place where you are suffering and it's not gaining you anything, you know, make the slightest adjustments. You know, it's insane how much of a difference it could make to make some minor adjustments in your lifestyle over the time span of 5 years. Who are you going to be if you're doing what you're doing today, every day, in 5 years? How is that going to look like? Are you just eating snacks and smoking cigarettes? How are you going to look like in 5 years? Is that where you want to be? And then you can make slight adjustments, you know? It's like the tale of two boats. Tale of two boats. I brought up this metaphor many times. The tale of two boats. You have two boats moving in the same direction. One boat moves just 1 degree, tilts itself to the left. After a period of time, these boats, if they keep moving the same in these directions, the separation of these two boats is going to be immense. And that's how you'd want to view it. If you feel stuck in your current day-to-day, you know, make small adjustments. Doesn't matter how small they are, you know. Any progress is valuable progress, and you should cherish it as that, because it's important to feel good when you do the right things. It's the same, you know, if someone, always the easiest example to draw from is exercise. If you feel, you know, if you didn't exercise for the last 10, 15 years, you didn't move around and your body feels like constant shit, you know, just standing up, going for a little walk in your house, you know, that's a great start. That's a wonderful start. You're doing something, you know, you're moving in the right direction, and that's positive, and you should feel good about it, you know, because each one of us, we are dealing with our own battles. You shouldn't compare yourself to anyone else. It's not fair to you. It's not fair to the experience you've had, your human experience that you've had. It's just not fair, right? So any adjustments, whether it's there's a dream job that you have, or maybe there's a dream physique that you have, or, you know, you want to learn how to paint, you want to learn how to, you know, play the piano, anything that you aspire for, any step in the direction of that is positive, and you should feel good about it, you know, because that's how you keep coming back to it, truly. And those small steps, whether it's, you know, let's say for 5 minutes every day for 3 months, just 5 minutes, you isolate yourself and you just do push-ups. You do as many push-ups as you can in 5 minutes, and then even such a small adjustment, you will notice a massive change just from such a small adjustment. It's like that Will Smith quote, you know? It's like you're trying to build a wall. Instead of looking at the big picture, you know, you've set that goal for yourself. You should focus on putting each little brick in the perfect manner, you know? And eventually you get a wall. You put down that first brick, that's the first step. Put down the second brick, that's the second step. And eventually, with enough times, eventually have a wall. And this is what Trump didn't understand. No, I'm kidding. This video is not going to get monetized. I said all the worst things possible for YouTube. All right, let's check some more questions. I believe I've answered everything on Twitter. How's the atmosphere in Fnatic like? Pretty good, pretty good. I'm happy so far, but the challenge is the wait. In the beginning, everyone doesn't want to, everyone is, no one wants to create enemies in the beginning. Is MSI a goal you're striving towards, or is what's more important? Of course, I'm striving towards MSI. Like, I want to go to MSI. I've never been to MSI. Holy shit, I found like the most comfortable position ever, so I'm just gonna stay here. Oh, I just put my feet up on the wall. Oh. No, I'm a bit too comfortable. I'm gonna fall asleep. The atmosphere is great. But the guys, they're not stepping on each other's toes. I'm hoping with time that they're gonna step on their toes a little bit, It's like, hey, stop hinting, man. Focus. I need some of that fire in the game, But it will come with time. How has working with the TQ team changed since the move to Madrid? Nothing at all. Because we barely did anything with our academy last year. New place, by the way, coach. No, this is the office. This is the office. I'm going to give you guys a little tour. Like, this is the office. Look. This is the office. So that's it. What is the best way to stay positive when you're on a losing streak? Understand that the only continuity between those games is what you attribute to it. So in reality, the games that you're playing have no connection at all. They just don't. They just have the connection that you add to it. If you are coming in with the connotations, oh, I'm on a lose streak, I lost the last game, you're tilted, any type of negativity from the previous game, oh, my top lane is griefing again, he died, if you're going to be all that, you are the one carrying the luggage from the previous game. And that's why it's important to take breaks, because you can't, assume that you're supposed to just let go of the luggage every time. It becomes easier if you actually take breaks. What I recommend to you when you're on a losing streak is, like, I really recommend for anyone to have multiple accounts. Multiple accounts is just broken. For example, now on my main, my placements are 4-1. And on my Smurf, I'm 4-2, I believe. Every time I start, if I'm about to play on my main and it's really important to me, I do a warm-up game on my Smurf. If I feel like I played good, then I play on my main. And if I win, I play another one, and then I stop. Right? There's a system to it. I make sure that I play when I feel like I can give 100% of myself, because I want to win. I want to win my placements. I'm 4-1, so I didn't finish my placements, but my account is currently plat 2. Do you encourage the players to play solo queue for it, or it doesn't matter to you? I encourage solo queue very strongly, but I also encourage rest. I encourage doing other things besides playing League of Legends. I encourage doing things that is going to prepare you as good as possible for practice. And that looks very different depending on the individual that you're dealing with. So I encourage exploring your own personal sense of what you can find that will help you perform. Whether that's meditation, whether that's cold showers, whether that's taking a break from the game and petting a cat. There's many ways of preparing yourself for performance. Like trying to perform your best way possible during a set amount of hours in a day is a lifestyle. And elements in the day should encourage that. Do you take cold showers? Yes, I do. But I don't brag on Twitter about it, every motherfucker out there that takes cold showers needs to fucking tweet about it and take a picture of them in the shower. You know? Look at me. I took a cold shower. Fucking hell, man. It's just, Jesus Christ, man. You took a cold shower. You did it for yourself, bitch. Fucking stop bragging about it. Fucking hell. It's the same when people put pictures of the food. To be fair, I do that shit too, but, you know, whatever the fuck you eat doesn't make me shit. You know, I don't give a fuck about what you've eaten. You know, like, I don't give a fuck. Do you take golden showers? No, thank you, man. I don't. How does a cold shower work? You literally step into the cold, or do you gradually make it colder? You can do it both ways, but what I like to do is I just start cold, end cold, balls inside my body, all good, you know? The issue with cold showers, it's like you build a tolerance. It's like you get to a point where your body is like, yeah, this is whatever. This is life now. And you get used to it. And that sucks. But you don't get, because when you are not used to it, there's a shock. There's a ish. There's a part of you that just wants to scream. You like when you're a beginner, right? And then you start slow down your breathing. You conquer your bitchiness. You like breathe, right? And then you get out and you're like, ooh. Feels like it just took a hit of cocaine. I've never done cocaine. But it's like you feel alive, you know? You feel alive. You really feel alive. Adam wanted to leave, Niski got replaced. Well, to be fair, you know, all respect to Adam, but, you know, we were looking at that Wunder as an upgrade, you know, regardless of what was said. This is just the hard part of esports, you know. It's like no one is safe, you know, because organizations are going to take decisions that benefit them, you know, and sometimes opportunities appear, you know. Opportunities appear, you know. It's like G2 falling apart makes it's like it's an opportunity for teams to find some upgrades, right? It's like all of those players that were on the G2 roster last year are fucking great players, and there's definitely teams that could use upgrades, right? And the Marek, you know, leaving Mad Lions, that's a fucking opportunity that you can't prepare for, and you need to make tough decisions. Do you have any issue with Wunder not taking scrims seriously? You know, this is, you know, the image that is portrayed outwards, it's something, you know, Wunder in scrims is really fucking good, you know? He really brings his A game. He tries really hard. Doesn't matter what the other teammates do. He fucking talks, brings a good vibe. He's fantastic in scrims. This is just, you know, the G2 content team and Wunder's Twitter have painted the image, you know? They have painted the image that, you know, he doesn't try as hard, but this guy fucking tries really hard. Really, really hard. And all these memes, you know, they're funny when they're winning, but the memes, you know, the moment teams start losing, everything turns against you, you know? It's like, it's like everything seems cool and insane. Everything seems cool and insane when you're winning. But when you're losing, bro, if, let's say Faker, the name Faker, it sounds so fucking cool. It sounds so fucking cool, right? Because of what it represents. But if Faker was a shit player that was so fucking terrible, that name would be ugly. And that's the harsh reality of it. You know? It's about the association, you know? So it's like, oh, Wunder is flexing on these kids while playing World of Warcraft. How fucking good is he? He is shitting on all of them kids. Yeah, boy. He just won MSI while getting back to his hotel room to fucking do his raid. But then the moment you lose, this fucking guy doesn't practice, blah, 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 blah. You know? Come on. You know? Well, the thing is, you know, I believe G2 already had a lot of problems. G2, the thing is, something that people don't realize, right, is that G2 roster was together longer than any other roster ever. It's so rare. I can't think of a single team that stays together. When has that happened? How rare is it that teams stay together? When does that happen? G2 stayed together for a long fucking time. T1 2014. True, honestly, they just got too comfortable? No, it's not about comfortable. It's just you reach a point in time where a dynamic has reached its peak and people aren't capable of reinventing themselves in the environment anymore because everything is assumed about you already. So some problems that are inherently there, either they're not visible to you because you have the same perspectives in the environment, or they are so deep that they are too hard to solve. (2019) G2 popping off, right? They did fucking great. World Finals, MSI, 1-2 splits. Next year they slowed down, tried something different, and then they lost to who the fuck? They lost to Damon, right? 2020. 2021, Perks is out. They implement Reckless. But Reckless joining, he's not the type of character that is going to, you know, as I talked about before, he's not going to be the type of character that changes an environment. Some players come into a team and they change the environment for what they believe is going to be winning, right? There's very few players that are that strong and charismatic. Very few players, right? And Reckless isn't that. And Reckless was just unfortunate to join a team. You know, he joined a team that already had their issues and already had their problems and already had the good sides, you know? It's just Perks had very good timing for when he left. Yeah, it was the same for me, right? Me and Reckless, we made the same mistake coming into our teams in spring. I joined Fnatic, and in spring I made the mistake of assuming that, these guys, they know things I don't know. So I'm like, whenever there's a pushback on any of my ideas, I'm going to be like, okay, all right, let's do it your way, you know? And I should have fought for the things that I believed in, you know, and maintained them and supported them, you know? We don't know if G2, if Perk stayed, we don't know how G2 would be, right? We don't know. Perks did a really like Perks is a great player. There's no argument against that. Like Perks is, in my opinion, the best Western. Perks said in stream G2 was on sell by date even if he stayed. Yeah, like guys, there's a certain period in time like where a dynamic runs its course and it's time to build something new and to rebuild. It just happens. It's very rare that a dynasty remains the same for so long. It's very rare, you know? It's very difficult to keep winning. Very difficult. G2's trouble started since Caps joining. You just can't have two competitive mid laners, I guess. Them signing Caps was the most brilliant move ever. So that's really not true. Them signing Caps created the best Western team of all time. And they cut off the balls of their main opposition, which is the team I'm at. Would you have kept Caps over Perks? That's tough. I feel like I would need to have worked with them both to make like a good decision on that. This is very tough. What do you think about the characters in Vitality? Do you think the strong characters like Perks, Safari, and 7 will get along? If there's a will, there's a way. That's what I say. That is what I say. I believe if two people truly want to connect and believe that they can, there's always a way. Strong personality, weak personality is just about communication and understanding and commitment. Who coaches Vitality? Cadril coaches Vitality. Is Vitality better than 2019 G2 on paper? No. No, no, no. I think like I believe on paper my roster is better than Vitality's roster. I truly think so. Starting to get tired, my friends. I wanted to check the cinematic. I haven't seen it yet, so I am quite excited. I'm very excited. Okay. I am insanely excited for this. I waited so you guys get to see my reaction, so I haven't seen it. It's been very difficult to avoid the spoilers. I am really fucking excited. It's beyond insane how excited I am. I'm just gonna do full screen and then readjust. Thank you, Sharky. You are welcome to just listen. I appreciate it already, but I'm happy that you chimed in. All right, let's two-way Louise Leibfried. This is the woman from Seinfeld, right? And Etta Hayes. All right. Oh, 4K. Oh, gorgeous. Yes. Fucking good, man. So good. 4K, baby. Whoa. Holy fuck. Oh shit. Oh shit. Holy shit. Oh, what the fuck? Holy shit, it's Dune. Oh shit. Woo. Mount Targon. Holy shit. Supports are so unbalanced. Holy moly, man. What the fuck is this? Aurelion Sol? That had to be Aurelion Sol, no? He got uncaged, and it was Aurelion Sol ult? Whoa. Holy, Sejuani's a baddie. No, that's... Guys, that was Aurelion Sol. Aurelion Sol is trapped on Mount Targon, and it looked like Aurelion Sol got unleashed, and he just ulted, boo, you know?
For the glory and the fall.
Holy shit, man. Oh, man. Oh, rewind it. We have to rewind it. Honestly, I love how cool Ornn looks. Like, Ornn is fucking gorgeous. Look at him. Look at Ornn. Look at Ornn, man. Holy shit, Ornn is gorgeous. Look at him. He looks like a yordle. It's fucking... Wow. I'm gonna pause a lot more this time. Donk. I'm so happy that they use like characters that are not like super popular, you know? They squeezed in Kaiser there, but Kaiser fought where Akathia once stood, and Rek'Sai came out of the ground, and Talia was there, you know? They were in the desert of Shurima, you know, all that jazz, you know? Look at this pig nose.
To the fallen, leave me.
Totally. Just beautiful. Like, it's so well made. It's insane. It looks so good. Talia is based on Reckless. Did you know that? So what's the joke, Fnatic Chair? Tell us. Tell us the joke.
To be with the broken one last time before I go.
That is not Akathia, and Kaiser's integral to the next Void event. I thought this was like where Akathia once stood. So basically Akathia is down, no? So I'm imagining that this is where Akathia once was. I'm just spitballing, like I'm not a lore master, so just go to Necret for that, man. I know that I am. There is no joke, but it made me laugh, so I'm happy. Okay. Look at that, man. His hand looks better than mine, bro. That is Zolan, city of the faceless god. Ikathia looks post-apocalyptic. Okay. We need the movie to know the lore much better. Yeah. Like, honestly, this frame right here is a fucking background. Like, look at this. Like, this frame right here that I have, I'm just gonna cut it. I'm making it into my... Even this is gorgeous. Look how pretty. Like, everything about this frame is gorgeous. Even the phrase, "Let us never surrender." I'm making it my background picture right now. Save as. Desktop. Capture 1111. Desktop. It's now my background picture. Let us never surrender. Okay, I'm posting it on Discord too. Here you guys go. Okay, I'm posting it on Discord in the general chat. Yo, thank you very much, Mitch. Appreciate it. Thank you very much, bro. Are you in Berlin, my friend? You have to be, right? You're busy. You're a busy bee. Oh, look at Olaf has makeup. Olaf has makeup. Look at Olaf with his makeup. KDA negative, COVID positive. That's fucking rough, dude. Riding out the storm. How you holding up? You alright? What's your symptoms, Mitch? It was very manageable. Okay, I'm glad to hear that. Can only recommend vaccinations. Yeah, Well, now you're gonna have superpowers. You're gonna be so strong against COVID. You have vaccinations and you have the your own immunity. You're gonna be a machine. I'm assuming we're all gonna be we're all gonna get to that point. I feel like there is no way we all avoid every one of us getting COVID. But nevertheless, let's get back to this video. I want to look at the details. I'm gonna lick every pole on the subway. All the Polish people are lining up to go to the subway. They get licked by Mitch. I'm just kidding. So this Pantheon, it's cool. You should know it if you have Palestinian origins. What's cool? I don't know this. Holy moly. I don't know, man. Pantheon's so fucking cool. Bro. Look at the sand, man. Man. Holy shit, man. Ah. Wow. I don't know the lore. What is Pantheon trying to do that the Solari don't want happening? I don't know, actually. These just... all his phrases are about mountain climbing. This has to be Aurelion Sol ult, no? Like, like, that's the only thing that makes sense with the little lore knowledge that I have. It just looks very Aurelion Sol-y. Because Aurelion Sol is trapped on Mount Targon. So whoever said this is Leon ult before, like... it's Bard. Could be Zoe, yeah. Totally. Someone mentioned before this is the Arthas pose. It is. It is. Yo, Pantheon is looking very Armenian. Yo, Leona will be looking like Lana Del Rey, man. Leona survived, no? Look at Leona. She... Why should I look at Talia? What's up with Talia? Yeah, Ornn is so fucking cool, man. I just want to play Ornn. Holy. Look at Pantheon. In my mind, I've already fallen, so I climb. Fucking Pantheon, man. He's so cool. He's so cool. You know, Pantheon was my second most played last season because of how cool he is. The voice lines of Pantheon are so insane. With how many comments there are, it doesn't fit for ASO. Well, who else is gonna make this many comments? She looks like Siri, no? Look, it's Siri, and then she does the shout. She screams. This is... She looks like the Witcher. What? It's like saying, yeah, this looks like the Butcher. Which Butcher? There's many Witchers. You know? Holy, I wonder how many people develop a little crush on Talia. Like Aymar in the chat wrote like 15 times, please, look at Talia. Yeah, the Witcher Siri. Not Siri from iPhone. The way you spelled it, with S. Look at the Kaiser when she will wear mask. I don't know why, but Talia reminds me of Peanut. I don't know why. Peanut the jungler. She just reminds me of Peanut. Like, let me find the picture. There's some similarity, no? Or am I crazy? I'm probably crazy. I'm probably crazy. It's just, or you're not even close. It's like the mouth and the facial structure. They are human beings, yeah. Let's just move on. Wait. See, it's Siri from the Wild Hunt. She screams too. That just had the weirdest stuff. I'm not gonna share. Oh. So if I rank the coolest characters in this video, I would put Ornn first, Pantheon second. I would put Rek'Sai third. Rek'Sai third. I would put Taliyah fourth. Kai'Sa fifth. Leona sixth. Olaf, honestly, they do the Olaf dirty, like he's dead last. And then Sejuani, Volibear. Honestly, Sejuani, Volibear deserve to be higher than Leona and Kai'Sa. So, let's redo it. Ornn first, second place Pantheon. 3, honestly, Sejuani belongs up there. We have 3 Sejuani. 4 Volibear, 5 Taliyah, and then 6th place we have Kai'Sa, then Leona, and then Olaf. Olaf smashed an ice boulder with his head. What do you mean? Yeah, that was pretty sick. Let's see the community reactions. Ornn literally didn't do anything? Bro, he's fucking blacksmithing, bro. Do you know how big blacksmithing is on YouTube? Look at this. Blacksmithing. Let's just find some channel. Torbjörn Åman. Look at that. 670,000 fucking subs. Alec Steele.
Welcome back.
2 million. Making a Shamshir scimitar. Yeah. See? Point proven. Anyhow, this podcast has been going on for 2 hours, and I think that's a good time to stop. So even the camera quality just went to shit. So it's definitely time to stop. Let's try to fix it. And I'm back. Wait, Volibear wasn't even in this video? It was like the bears were summoning Volibear? That makes sense, yeah. In my mind, I've already fallen. So I climb. Yeah, yeah.
The world moves as the heavens lie still. The clashing of steel. I have heard it all go silent. There are no enemies, no allies, only those about to die. Glory fades into bloodstains. From the skies, they see war. But on Earth, there is only carnage. We cry out to the heavens, and they answer in wind and flame. There is no pity, no mercy. Life was always a war. We live our lives in the shadow, cast by a mountain. We are caught between Darkin and Aspect. But we will rise up in spite of them. I sought power on Targon's peak, only to find it within. They are called gods, but when they die, you cannot hear their howls above the wind. The earth is beneath me. The power of these gods is but an echo of our own.
I'm getting goosebump
Pressing
overload
forward
here.
is not the same as running from your mistakes. We are what we overcome.
Oh,
Because we fall, the climb must be our destination.
Oh,
The people cry out for strength that is already theirs. I cast my excuses into the dirt. The art of war is hearing your heart beating, knowing you are alive. It is not why I fight, but who I fight for. Unbroken until my spear dulls. I will not surrender. I buried regret in a grave, along with my name. I wield my fate as a weapon. Heavier than my spear is the weight of only one life. Behind me lies a farm. I wonder if there is bread above the hearth, and if I will ever return. Willpower sets my spear alight. The past marches with me, a legion of one. I wear a helm so that I am only a soldier, spear and shield, a Pantheon. If they kill me, at least I die a man. Brother to warriors resting beneath wheat, son of battles 1,000 times lost. I know who I am, and I will show the gods what I can become. I will carve my scars into the heavens, even impaled on a blade. I will press forward. I am the tip.
I think we heard all the cool ones. Just check this one.
Yeah, alright, okay, yeah, yeah, right, yeah, alright.
Whatever, man.
Once in noble battle, I screamed against the silence. I stood as light against the darkness. Now, I serve a new master. Oblivion.
These quotes are good, but they don't
I touched the
fucking...
stars and saw the glorious light of 1,000 suns. Now, blinded by this elegance, how could my purpose be anything?
Because he's like more Lord Voldemorty, you know? While Pantheon is more Muhammad Ali, you know? Like, Pantheon, I feel, you know? I feel empowered when I listen to Pantheon. Fucking Bippo showed this to me. Yo ho ho. Fucking, I miss the old GP. Swab that poop deck. Yo ho ho. Who's Muhammad Ali? It's a league champion. He's the greatest. Volleyball song next? Yeah, the volleyball song is fucking nutty. I wish I could sing like that. Aatrox, Jim Carrey. What is this?
There will be no retreat.
But don't grade it in the grinder. And then to drive the point home, he put his hands around my neck and he squeezed real hard and he said,
Fight or be forgotten!
but don't create an grinder. And then to drive the point home, he put his hands around my neck and he squeezed real hard and he said,
Fight or be forgotten!
All right. Well, that's nice. Fight or be forgotten. This. I also missed the old Nasus. The cycle of life and death continues. We will live. They will die. I remember there was this shitty dubstep song made from this quote. And the quote was so cool, so it made the shitty dubstep song okay. The cycle of life and death continues. We will live. Maybe we can find it. This song is so bad. The song is so terrible.
Of life and death continues. We will live. They will die.
It's so bad. I've been told I sound like Graves. Let's take a look at Graves' voice lines. Graves' voice. Those are Graves' voice lines.
Go ahead. I like moving targets. This is
I like moving targets.
gonna tickle. They picked the wrong fight. Think I'm bluffing?
He just sounds like he's straight out of Red Dead Redemption. Where's the new voice lines? These are very old. I don't want the Sentinel Graves.
Hey, Moon Lady, is there a Sun Lady? Are y'all friends? Oh, I see. Still looking for pieces of...
Oh, they are the same. Graves hasn't changed?
Go ahead. I like moving targets. This is gonna tickle. They picked the wrong fight. Think I'm bluffing? Like fish in a barrel. End of the line.
End of the line. What else is cool? What are some of my favorite quotes in the game? Lee Sin is a pretty fucking badass character. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. He's a pretty fucking sweet character. Why not react Zeri? Fishy, fishy, fish. Blitzcrank. Ha, 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 ha. Mordekaiser. Zed board. Zed is pretty good. You know, it's funny, like everyone thought that Azir said the phrase the Emperor of Shurima, but this was just something that I invented. I thought it's pretty funny.
The power of the sun lives in Shurima. This slumbering world must awaken. It is my time. Put your...
Alright, let's just look at the Zeri video. Bro, like, where's... Boy!
You wanna mess with him? You got to deal with me first. Again? can keep me down, no one can. Just a little closer. Woohoo!
She's one-shot them.
Got him. Change of plans. Let's make sure we go out with a boom. Wow, intense. I guess Mom was right. The bigger they are, the faster they fizzle. Not again.
I'm so painfully uninterested by this champ. I'm so uninterested. Like, it's insane. Like, I am so uninterested by this champion. I really don't give a shit about this champ. Oh, I feel bad. I'm not excited about this champion at all. Is there like a champion spotlight or some shit? What is this?
Home sweet home.
Why does this have like 10 FPS?
Welcome, Neon. We are thankful that your path has led
What's she doing in Valorant?
Ay, boy.
I'm gonna get demonetized. Right, Zeri skin spotlight. Okay.
Wait, I forgot something. Just stay alive, okay?
Also, in game she looks pretty cool. Like in game she looks pretty nice. This she looks like that annoying character from The Walking Dead.
If I can just get this to work. You want to mess with us? Deal with me first. If it matters to my team, it matters to me.
Oh wow.
Ready? Our face worsens on. We can.
Ability review. Zeri gains move speed whenever she receives a shield. Whenever she damages an enemy shield, she absorbs its energy, shielding herself. That's pretty interesting. Living battery. Okay. Zeri's basic attack deals magic damage skills with AP and is treated as an ability. Moving and casting burst fire stores up energy in Zeri's spark pack. When fully charged, her next basic attack will slow and deal bonus damage. Burst fire shoots a burst of 7 rounds to deal physical damage to the first enemy hit. Burst fire scales with AD and is treated like an attack, with the first round applying on-hit effects. Its cooldown matches Zeri's basic attack timer. That is nice. That is very nice. That's very nice. That's very interesting. Honestly, I think that champion reveal trailer was just garbage. I, I like I've seen the first ability and the passive, and I'm already intrigued. Wow. Okay. So it's just Jinx W, but better. Great. Sucks to be Jinx. Oh, this is nice. Zeri discharges a nova of electricity, damaging nearby enemies, and overcharges herself for a moderate duration. While overcharged, Zeri gains increased damage, attack speed, and move speed. Attacking enemy champ refreshes the overcharge duration and adds another stack of move speed. So this stacks infinitely, right? While overcharged, burst fire's damage concentrates into a faster triple shot that chains lightning between enemies. Oh, okay. Why is these Zeri players not basic attacking and queuing? Like in unison? Like auto Q cancel, auto Q cancel, auto Q cancel. Like I understand that Zeri's E can be used as the Bard portal is being used, so you could probably like E to lane really fast and shit like that. Her move speed stacks infinitely. Oh, so it actually does.
Wait a minute!
Where in the interface do you see how charged you are? Where's the charge? Like where's the charge? Like I see the bar under her name, but how much of it is used for Q? Yeah, but how does it work? Yeah, but how does it work? I don't understand how it works. But why she's not queuing, Parma? Oh, her Q goes on cooldown when she basics. Yeah, this is it for the voice of YamatoCannon. Thanks so much for watching. If you made it all the way to here, then maybe, you know, odds are that you're gonna become a billionaire. So good for you. Nice. These are all uses, not gonna lie. Well, if you want to like split pushing, you want to escape death, you can like slide inside of the wall and, you know. Bless you and bless your face indeed. Catch you guys on the flippity flop. Bye bye.